A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, The Twin Flame Union. In this channeling session, the title of this channeling session is Earth is Heavy, You Can Feel Your Weight. In this channeling session is depending on the emotions of divine masculine and divine feminine who are doing inner work. So for the divine masculine, obviously the inner work is happening in the matrix reality. And for the feminine, inner work is happening while she is in separation mode, or she thinks in her head that she is in separation mode, or for some of them, really deep inner work happens when they are in the mission. But by the time they are in the mission, they are already in 5D union, because the mission becomes full power packed when they are in 5D mission. So they are basically learning to ascend more and more as much as they can, because by that time for the feminine, being with the masculine in the physical three-dimensional reality is no longer important. Yes, this also happens, guys and girls. If you don't know about it, then I must tell you that there are many feminines who are doing this dance on their own, or maybe their self-respect quotient has risen so much, or they feel that they have a duty as a star seed, because as a star seed, you are here for some work. Now, for those people who do not understand, who don't know who they are, who don't know about their capabilities, and who don't know that this earth life is really very short and very temporary, but the Maya is very strong. So they confuse themselves to be a very weak person, a weak human being who's very helpless, who has no energy, no confidence. And when they look at the divine masculine, who is actually their natural counterpart, they look at even him as something very difficult to achieve, very distant. And why does the divine masculine template, whatever the way they are acting, why are they doing this? Because currently it is the dark energies who have the control of the divine masculine template. The dark energies are ruling their minds, or the dark energies focuses on divine masculines. Because they know that if they have these divine masculines, the earth will be out of balance. And this is the purest reason why the star seeds have taken birth on planet Earth, especially during the time of ascension, which is happening right now. So why are they doing this? Because they will awaken their masculines on their own. So right now, many of the masculines hate their divine feminines, which is very sad, I know. But the reason they hate them is because they are totally influenced by the dark entities. Okay, so the dark entities have given them some kind of a picture that this is the type of feminine you should have, or this is the type of woman you should be with. And when they look at the qualities of divine feminine, they are being told, or they are being programmed to think that she is not the right one for you. In fact, you should run away from her. She will ruin you. She will destroy you. She will never love you. She will never be honest with you. She will never be loyal with you. These type of thoughts are given due to the narcissistic abuse, due to the narcissistic programming. So a lot of people know that the feminines have gone through narcissistic abuse, wherein they were the neglected child, or the neglected child who lived with narcissistic adult abusers. Okay? But many of you don't know that even the enabler, even the enabled child, the enabled narcissistic child is also going through abuse, because they are being manipulated by narcissistic women, narcissistic and toxic feminine, to believe in the false love. So they hate the feminine, or they act like they hate the feminine, even if in their hearts they are feeling so much love for her and they're pining for her. They're pining for the love of the feminine. And this obviously applies to anyone and everyone who has the masculine template. Does not matter whether you are a man or a woman. You could be possessing the masculine template, and your counterpart, he could be a man or a woman, would have a feminine template. And those men who have a feminine template, they have a very nurturing nature. They are artistic, they are nurturing, they are very loving, very kind-hearted, unlike other men. Unlike other men who are mostly into fights and showing off and bragging about their physical strength. So the divine masculine, even if he could be physically strong, he could be well built and huge, but he will never use it. He will not use it to brag about his physical strength. If your divine masculine brags about his physical strength in front of you, and also does something that makes you feel that you are physically weaker than him and he has domination over you. Also, if those divine feminines who are present here, if you have a divine masculine who displays his muscles or always flashes his body and is constantly very obsessed by body, like, oh, I need to have a great body. I'm not talking about fitness, guys. Fitness can be achieved by many other ways, okay? So the scene on planet Earth is that to look good, sexy, attractive, you need to have a certain body type. And this is for the men, and for the women, they have a body type. So don't think that all those men who have a great body, they have achieved this body by physical labor and hard work or yogic exercises. Because when you get a body type via yogic exercises, via great diet, good food, positive thinking, meditation, ascension work, the body type is very different and it is very, very fit. Okay, so they want the men to wax their hair, they want the men to have only 6-pack or 8-pack abs, or they want to have certain type of body, and for that they put men on steroids, closed exercise in closed atmosphere. And these are not asanas, they don't make your body strong. Like if you ever go to a building expert, and I know this because I have some in my family who have been working on this physical fitness thing. They personally told me that any man who has a very big, heavy body, heavy duty body, with huge biceps, with thighs, strong thighs, like not the healthy strong thighs, but the thighs that they are full of muscle. If you put them on a fight, they won't be able to fight because the body has become so heavy duty body. Okay. But if a man does yoga, cardio, and positive exercises, uplifting exercises, not only he would be leaner, but he would also feel very healthy in his head. Okay, so they make people drink a lot of unnatural proteins. They want people to take steroids. They want people to take tablets and medicines that make their body look good. So a lot of masculines are stuck in that. A lot of masculines are stuck in gaming. There are many of these games they play, online games, where they fight a lot with other people and they waste many hours. Even little children are doing that. Little boys are doing that a lot. They are constantly on the machine, constantly on the computer, living an illusionary reality. Nothing wrong in playing games, but everything has to be done in a limit. But these games are highly addictive because they give the men some kind of, there are stages, levels, awards, rewards, because of which the men, they keep playing them continuously for hours and hours and hours. And those who have a very low self-esteem in real life, like in the real world, they would be not that confident, they won't be able to talk to other people, they would be having a very, like they're trying to hide into something. But in the online world or in the gaming community, because they have those fake avatars, they would be feeling like, oh my God, I have so much power. The adrenaline rush will be so high, and so on and so forth. The toxic femininity rises on the planet every time there is toxic masculinity. Now, as per this channeling's title, Earth is heavy and you can feel your weight. This basically is trying to tell all the masculines and feminine who are present in this channeling that this heavy feeling you feel in your heart, it is not just in your heart, but it is the atmospheric condition of Earth. So when the stars seed, they come from a place where this pull of gravity or this atmospheric pressure, it's all not so present. In fact, they are very light when they are in their original realms from wherever they came from. Okay, because there is so much love. There's not all these pressures of the society. So not only there is a pressure you feel within yourself, the pressure is also outside, and it is external pressure that is creating pressure within. A lot of divine masculines are having a lot of blood pressure issues, heart issues. They have a lot of addiction issues. They get very angry. They have temper issues. Why is this happening? Most of them, why are they suffering from these diseases or these problems? Is because they feel all this pressure to become some kind of, masculine who is so powerful, so ruthless, so not at all kind. Why do they want the men to become like that? So that when they come across the true feminine, their true love, and they see all the true divine feminine qualities in them, they feel repulsed by them. They feel angry because that kind of joy, that kind of love, that kind of beauty, that will trigger them. Like, what am I doing? What the hell am I doing? So in many cases, when the feminines meet the masculines, they are very spiritual, they are very accepting towards the ascension journey. And when they have these, conversations with each other, the three-dimensional conversations, he notices this thing about her. He notices this, and she even talks about it. Like, maybe she wants to go away somewhere for a few days, and he says, what are you going to do over there? And she would say, I would be doing meditation, I would be on a course, I would be working on myself. Or some of them say, yeah, I'm into ascension, and they go like, what is ascension? Or sometimes they talk about intuitive gifts. They say, yeah, I have this feeling about you. Or they talk about energy. Or in general communication, in general conversation that they have with the feminine uses certain words, certain phrases, without saying that I am a spiritual person or I am into ascension, without saying anything. He judges it. He judges it and he feels it that she is doing something which I don't understand. And even if he understands it, he does not want to understand, or he's like trying to figure out that whatever she's doing, that's not right. Why? Because that part of her is triggering him from within. Because he is not living that life. He's not living that spiritual life. So when he sees her being so devoted and dedicated, now what happens with the feminine is that when she sees that he either makes fun of her spiritual practices, or he acts like he doesn't believe in it, or he's not comfortable, and maybe in their arguments also he uses it. Yeah, right, so go and do this. Go and focus on your third eye. Why are you so angry? Can't you control your emotions via yoga? Or he just uses it like a taunt against her. If she drinks a lot of herbal tea, he would say, yeah, you need to just go and have your herbal tea. Maybe that will calm you down. Or maybe he makes fun of her art, he makes fun of her music, or her choices, the way she dresses up. He makes her feel that he is not comfortable around her. Why? Because she is a certain way. He's embarrassed by her. So when he does this a few times, the feminine starts feeling very bad, and she tries to hide her spiritual nature. She hides her authenticity, and she tries to please him by being like him or acting like him, just to get some acceptance. Obviously, she's doing it because she has the neglected template, the neglected child template, and she wants to be loved. And she's scared that if I'm not going to do all of these things, if I'm not going to pretend to like whatever he's saying, agree with everything he says and does, he might just leave me. Eventually, he will leave. When this continues for too long, after some time he will run away, because now the feminine has stepped away from her authenticity or authentic side. Okay. Earlier in the beginning, at least she was more confident and she's not scared of losing him. She just knew in her head that, yeah, he will come back to me. He will bring his ass back to me. Where else will he go? And when he is not around, I can have my party time. I can enjoy myself. And she does. The only thing is, when this runner-chaser dynamic happens too many times, she loses the confidence, because the dark energies, they sort of take control over the masculine. He says some really mean things to her. He says some heavy-duty words to her, or he tries to scare her. And this this big fight that they have, like all of the twin flamers, they always have one big fight. One big fight where he humiliates her, insults her, blocks her, does not talk to her, does not contact her, or just tells her, don't disturb me, or he just starts dating some other woman, or he makes a very blunderous, huge step. And this is the step because of which the feminine goes into dark night of the soul. Now the dark energies, that's what they want. They want the feminines to be in the dark night of the soul forever. Basically, they never want her to get out of it. They know in the dark night of the soul, she's very weak. Okay? So, only with the grace of Guru, only with the grace of Master, and also because this is what star seeds are here to do, with time, with practice, or after suffering a lot, slowly and gradually the feminines come out. So, the feminine feel this weight. They feel as if when they walk on earth, they are so heavy. Even if they are very thin and all, even if they look fragile, thin, delicate, beautiful, but they feel this weight and they confuse this weight with something negative, something heavy which is not good for them. But actually, that's how earth is. That's just how earth is, and you have to get used to it. In fact, while living on earth, you need to awaken your lighter bodies. You need to clear the negativity from your etheric body. When the feminine feels this weight, she also confuses this weight that she feels when she's in the twin flame ascension journey as if it is something wrong. Okay, so she needs to learn first of all how to move around with this weight, how to enjoy life with this weight. Whatever the masculine has said to you, all the horrible things, all the mean things, all the stupid things, because he is not in his senses, guys and girls, he is not in his senses. If he was in his senses, then he would have never gone away from you even for a second, or he would not have insulted you, or he would not have done anything bad to you. Okay. Now, if you feel that your divine masculine is very mission oriented and he focuses completely on the mission, then you need to learn this from him. You need to feel this way that if he is so mission oriented, if he is so focused, then what the hell am I doing? Why can't I be mission oriented too? If he wants to do all the good things on planet Earth, if he's so conscious and aware. Now, in some cases, the masculine is extremely mission oriented, so much so that he does not care about the feminine's emotions. So some of the feminines also take it personally, they take it to their hearts instead of liking this quality about him, instead of appreciating him, because again they are trapped in the 3D reality. Please understand one thing. What is the meaning of 3D and what is the meaning of 5D? A lot of people genuinely don't understand the difference, but let me tell you today. In this channeling, I'll tell you, 3D is the place where human beings or any being on planet Earth is not connected to their soul. When they are not connected to their soul, most of them are not even aware they have a soul. They must have heard it, or they must have heard it in some ritual, some prayers or whatever, and then they just quickly finished their work and left. That's it. So the concept of soul does not exist for them. Like some of the masculines, if you tell them that, it would be best if you are the way you are, if you stay the way you are, they would be like, what the hell is this? Is this even a statement? We should become something else. We should become this. We should become that. A lot of people, while they're doing ascension work, they come to this great realization that they are trying to be their higher self, or they're trying to their best self. And while working on this journey, what they realize and what they find out is that while trying to be the best version, they actually start loving who they are in the present moment. And then they realize that the best version is in the present moment all the time. And this is the realization the masculine will also have eventually, sooner or later, because he also tries a lot to, become what? He wants to become something, somebody, but he himself does not have a clue about it. And his ascension is triggered by the feminine's confidence. And when she also becomes mission oriented, or when he makes her feel very insulted, like he tells her that, don't you have any shame? Why are you following me? Why are you running after me? Don't you have any other work to do? Haven't I told you I'm not interested in you? Haven't I told you so many times? Can't you see I have a girlfriend now? Can't you see I'm married to someone? Or can't you see I'm doing this? That dagger, that dagger of insult when it pierces her heart. The dagger of insult when it pierces her heart deep, gives her this deep wound. Then she wakes up. Her self-respect is challenged. So for some time she feels very heavy. For some of the people, it's not even by words. Some of the people, this is done in their actions. Like suddenly they will vanish. Suddenly they will not pick up the calls. You meet one fine day. You have all the great moments. All the great time with each other they spend. And the feminine will have some intuition. She will know something is wrong. Okay? But few days later, she would realize that he has vanished. He's just not there. He has not called me for 10 days, 15 days. In some cases, what happens with the feminine is that she realizes while doing inner work that she is the one who always calls him, messages him, contacts him, and then only he comes to meet her. Say this goes on for 3 years. They met 3 years ago in a party or in an event or in a function, and she's the one who keeps calling him. And it's not that he doesn't come. Or she feels that he never says anything loving to her. Like he never tells her that I like you or I love you. And when she asks him, do you like me? Do you love me? He says, yeah, I like you. It's good to be around you. Or he gives a very strange answer like, why do you want to know? Why do you want to hear this from me? Or in some cases, he would give a horrible answer or very heartbreaking responses or very cold response. So in this case also the feminine realizes that it's always me who makes plans. It's always me who contacts him. It's always me who messages him first. And if I don't message him for say 2 months, also 15 days, 2 months, 20 days, if I don't tell him that I want to meet you, I want to hang out with you, let's do this, let's do that, he will never do it. And this realization takes time. This type of realization takes time. She does it for some time and then she realizes that it's sort of one-sided, you know. So there are many ways to go through this type of rejection, okay. In some cases, the rejection is very upfront in the face via words, verbal, as well as with actions. And in some cases, it's very body language, tone oriented, silence oriented. He gives her a lot of silence treatment. Like even in conversations, she's the one who's always talking. He's just listening. He never tells her anything about his life or what he wants, or he never makes efforts. This is also another thing, that it's always the feminine who's making efforts for him. If you ask the masculine to make a single effort, then things will change, because he will either refuse or he will just not do it. He will just not do it and he will have 100 reasons for that. And these things, break her heart. She feels like, am I not worthy for someone's love, affection, attention, respect? Am I not worthy enough? And then for some time, she goes through this rejection phase, this heavy phase, very heavy phase. Her heart feels heavy, her legs feel heavy, her body feels heavy. She cannot even get out of the bed. And the moment she gets out of the bed, tries to get out, she wants to fall back into it. Get into the mattress or blanket, switch on the AC. She doesn't want to go out and see the sun or see anybody or say hello to anyone. Not even step out of the room, just step out, do the work, go back again. But sooner or later or with time, how it is predestined or how is it decided or what is the urge in her, all of these factors make her realize that I don't have a problem in me, dude. I'm fine and I can be happy, because she figures it out. Ascension work happens in such a way that the divine feminine figures it out, because she gets tired of being like that. She has always been like that. She's always had to make so much extra effort in life. She can't do it. She can't be the mother of all helpless, useless, sad, depressed, grown-up adults. Despite being a child, she needs to grow up and she wants to also take care of the child, the unloved child, the child who was told you're unworthy. And then this time factor also hits them a lot. In some cases, the masculines are the instigators, and in some cases, it's the family members. But you have to understand, family members cannot torture a woman, if your man does not allow them to do so, or he does not agree with it. So say there is an age difference. The feminine is 5 years elder to the masculine. And it's the masculine who had pursued her in the first place or liked her or wanted her. And then, the family goes like, oh, she's elder to you, this and that. She's not your age, or you should have married someone younger. These are all false concepts. These are all false concepts to insult womanhood, womankind. Like if you're 5 years elder to someone, you're not worthy enough. 10 years elder to a man, you're not worthy enough for his love. Something is wrong with you. If not this, then caste will be an issue, color will be an issue. In some cases, they use the color of a person as an issue, creed as an issue, so many things, ethnicity as an issue, country as an issue. So the mother or the father or the whole family keeps saying this. And every time someone says something like this to her, sometimes even salary is an issue. She doesn't earn so much. Or her family is not that rich, they are not so fancy or blah blah blah. All the stupid notions, basically, insulting notions. This is because the patriarchy, the wounds, the masculine template, it's all under control of the dark energies. And then he watches it, he allows it. He doesn't apologize. He actually uses it as a reason that, yeah, I can't be with you, because you're elder to me. And this really hurts the feminine. She goes like, what the hell, man? You did not find me old enough when you were dating me or having sex with me or going out with me or enjoying with me. At that time, my age was not a problem to you. She feels like she is just a piece of entertainment. The masculine uses her to entertain himself, to do his time pass. And when the time comes to actually commit and take responsibility for a person, then he goes like, no, it's not gonna work out. In some cases, it almost feels like being a woman itself is a curse. On this planet, being a woman is a curse because the masculine makes the woman feel like that. Now, this is not a banter against masculines, or this is not anti-masculine session, but this is the truth. If you look around in this world, look at the way patriarchy functions. Look at the way women are treated in workplaces. But the strange part is that the same men who disrespect a godly woman or a spiritual woman, the same men are very enamored by toxic feminines or narcissistic feminines. They cannot differentiate. They cannot actually be sensible enough to see, yeah, this is a toxic feminine, this is a narcissistic abuser. Their own mothers or sisters or grandmothers or whosoever has raised them are big time narcissistic abusers. And they pit women against other women. Like despite being a woman, they disrespect other women and they do not want to see the love, the amount of love or affection they have for their sons or their brothers or whosoever is in the picture. They go like, no, she is not good enough. She is not good enough to be in our family. After all, look at her, look at my son and look at her. Even if the son is a stupid idiot person. Because obviously at that point in time he is. So she grows out from this crap, she grows out from this drama, and ascension does not mean that, oh, suddenly the world will change and you will see some 5-dimensional images how they show in the movies. Maybe, yes, when you start looking from your third eye, yes, things do change. I agree with that. Because you start seeing the world very differently. That happens. In fact, if you go through some kind of sacred geometry influenced experience, some kind of mystical experience, then you actually do get to see world in a very different way. And it's very shocking and surprising at the same time, because you feel like, if I see this, if this is the vision, if this is the real earth, then what the hell was I seeing from my bodily eyes? That's why we say practice as much as you can. The more you practice, the more you focus, the more you meditate for hours and hours non-stop every day, the more doors will open for you, the more healthy you will feel, the more fearless you will become, the more confident you will become, the more mission-oriented you will become, and you can show a thumbs down to the masculine when he doesn't understand, and you don't have to wait for him. You can tell him that, okay, right now you don't understand what I'm saying, so please continue to live in your wonderland, which is not even a wonderland, which is a lost case. You do whatever you want to do, and I will enjoy my life and I will live every day fully. That much confidence she needs to have, so that this heaviness she feels on planet Earth, she doesn't feel it anymore. She realizes that this is how Earth is designed. It's not the fault of the design also. It's just how things are over here. And Earth is a beautiful, nurturing place. This gravity protects us. This gravity nurtures us as well. And this is what you learn to realize, and automatically you start feeling like a light being. A very light, flowy being, you know, someone who flows every day. Every day you're flowing like a river, moving like a butterfly. Sometimes you're a butterfly, sometimes you're a flower, sometimes you're a beautiful bird, sometimes you're a river. You just don't know, you're just flowing. So the masculine, when he stops getting a taste of this energy, this heavy energy coming from feminine, or this depressed energy, because he knows he gets energy also when he sees, oh, she still loves me, she's crazy about me, she still thinks about me, because at that time he's a toxic masculine. All toxic masculines feel very happy, and they even say these things, you know, how many girls like me, you know, how many girls have done this for me, how many girls have done that for me, you know, how many girls I've slept with. Some of the toxic masculines actually keep a count, and they tell their friends, they brag about it, you know, I slept with 15 girls, or I slept with 2 virgins, or some of them even flaunt the cougars they've slept with, because obviously it's not get easy to sleep with a cougar. So they go like, oh, you know, I have slept with 2 cougars or 3 cougars, and they were crazy for me, you know, I'm so cool. So these are the things they've done, or they do, or they brag about their materialistic possessions. And in today's world, there are some of them as toxic, narcissistic men who brag about the views they have. Like, I have these many views, I have these many followers, these many people comment on my post, these many people, you know, these many girls, they message me, my inbox has so many messages, I have so many pending friend requests, blah, 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 stupid things, all stupid things. So they live in that toxic fake lifestyle. And when they see, when the feminine is out of their reach, that's when they start feeling the weight of Earth. Before that, they don't, my dear friends. Because before that they are completely shut. When they start coming in their real sense, they start feeling this heaviness, they feel their own weight, and they realize that what is this weight that I'm carrying. This weight that they carry, the feminines during their ascension and the masculines otherwise, this weight is the weight of programming, my dear friends. This is the weight of artificial programming that they've done on you, the weight of Maya, the weight of illusions. This is the weight that's being carried around, okay? So release this weight. If there is anything that you're carrying on like a bag, like a backpack, and that's the reason why in schools they make children carry heavy school bags every day, so that they get used to it. So even when they are not carrying a backpack, a huge backpack, a school bag, still they carry on some weight. They look for the weight, because you know how energy works is, when you program and you feel a certain way, you attract similar or more of it. So you need to feel like a light worker, light being. Why do we say light worker, light being? It's because they don't have any weight. They don't carry the weight. They let it go. They give it to God. They tell God that, God, dear God, this is all the weight, all the pressure the world is putting on me. I cannot handle it. Please take it away from me. Please make my life easy, or just let me enjoy, let me be your true devotee. I want to enjoy your devotion. I want to enjoy pure love, unconditional love. I don't want this earthly bliss. I don't want all these bodily pleasures. They have not made me happy. I've tried for 30 years, 35 years, 40, 45, 50, 55, whatever, 60 years. I have done this stupidity and I've not found any happiness. I'm not yet peaceful. So please take it all away from me and give me true bliss. I don't want anybody. I don't want anything. Nothing is needed to make me happy. Only your pure love and unconditional love. And when you speak like this, when you take help, that means you have surrendered also. Only surrendered people can ask for help from the divine guides and masters. I've said this in another meditation video where we had the wolf spirit guide, that these messages, they don't work for you if you are too controlling. If you are the doer, if you think you're very smart, if you think, oh, I know it all, I'm the Miss Know It All, then it will not work for you. If you want it to work, then you have to let it all go, and then it will work for you. Alright? So this is where I close the channeling session. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.